Hello, I'm EnterElysium, and welcome to Let's Play Rebel Inc. Rebel Inc. is a game about trying to manage a country after a war and rebuild it while having insurgents fighting you and people being like, you're not doing a good enough job, please get out of here. It's made by the same people who actually made Plague Inc., which you might have heard of. You start in Madagascar, you make a disease. It has to be Madagascar, you don't start anywhere else. Possibly Iceland or Greenland, but it's probably Madagascar, let's be honest. And it's actually quite a good game. I downloaded it on my phone the other day, and I ended up playing it quite a lot, and then I decided to get it on Steam because I could make a video about it. That sounds like a pitch for a sponsored video. It's not. This is not a sponsored video, but I'm going to be playing it. So, let's go into the main game, and we're going to start on Saffron Fields. Now, I've actually just aced both the first two maps, but we're going to play it with a different general, so I can explain a bit the mechanics of how it works. And we will play it with... we can play it with the Economist or the Banker. I'm thinking... the Banker. The Banker plays a bit different. We'll play it with the Economist. So the Economist is one of these leaders. It's not necessarily a general. There's only one of them actually called the general. One of these leaders who you can have, who gives you an ability, and in the case of the Economist, you work to an annual budget. Everyone else gets their money every month. The Economist gets it all up front in one large sum. So we're going to be playing as the Economist, and then you can select a number of bonus people. I haven't unlocked that many. They all do slightly different things. For instance, this person allows us to train soldiers. We get more support, reduced insurgent capability, and people are won over more easily. So you can pick and mix what little abilities you want to have. We're going to go next, and we're going to play on brutal difficulty because we can. And we need to name our operation. So we're going to name it... Nope, True Spruce is terrorist. Curious Spruce! I like that. This is Operation Curious Spruce. We need to stabilize the country and install a legitimate government. Blah, 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 blah. You get the deal. Tea. Cold tea. Okay. Welcome to Saffron Field. The invasion is over and combat forces have withdrawn. Despite initial hopes of change, the region is unstable and the population feels neglected. This is totally not based on real-world events of the last 2 decades. We must stabilize the region. And we need to set up our HQ. Okay. So, we need to pick a place for our HQ. Generally, this is where all your stuff will start from. So when you're rebuilding the region, you'll rebuild it in the HQ region, then the next region, and then the next region, etc. So we're going to want to set up pretty centrally, ideally where there's good transportation links and where there's a high population. So high population here, but it's a bit far out. However, there is a high population here. It is urban. It has a road. If we click down here, it's got a highway. Ooh. We're going to select here because it's nice and central. It's got bridge going that way, road going this way, and we'll place that, and then pause the game. So, this is Rebel Inc. As you can see, that you've got a whole load of different tiles around. They all are slightly different. And you see that this one's rural with a path. This is the least good form of road. It's just dirt. This is actually a road, rural, and if we go up here, you'll see that we've got path, remote. And this is unstable. This, however, no intel. So we actually need to learn about these places before we can do anything really with them. There's money, you can see down here. Normally get money every month. Because of our leader, we're getting it yearly. We've got corruption and inflation to deal with. And then over here, we've got some stuff about insurgents, like the number of insurgent fighters and their willingness to come to the peace table. So we're going to spend some money. And probably one of the first things we want to do is grab district representatives, which allows you to gather intel on zones just over time. So you'll get a ticking clock of you get intel on the zones around. And that's great, because you need intel to be able to roll out most of your initiatives and to find out what people want. So we're going to grab that. And then we should probably grab service discussions, which is $3. This is hey, do you want medicine? Do you want schools? Do you want water supplies? And the answer being pretty much yes to all of those. And notice that this now costs 3. It used to cost 2, it now costs 3. That's because our inflation has gone up. The more money you spend all at once, the more inflation goes up. It'll tick down over time, but right now this is costing extra. So what we're going to do is we're going to let time pass, and you'll notice that our inflation down here is at 8% right now. 7. We've got to stabilize 100% of the region to win. We've chosen the Economist. We get a year's budget. 6%. I'll have a look at it when it gets to 5%. There we go, $2 again. Now, next one we probably want to get is maybe like a corruption thing, because corruption is going up. Or possibly PR and media. Significantly multiplies existing and future support levels. So people are like, hey, you're doing good. And you shout it through a megaphone and you're like, this guy says we're doing good. And everyone's like, yay. The idea being that like you tell people about how awesome you are more. Otherwise, no one knows. Right. So we've got a bar over here. This bar is basically how you lose the game. It's your reputation. We start on 73. I think there's like some extra people who can start you higher or something, but most by default you start on 73. If that gets to below 0, you lose. That's it. And it can be influenced by a number of things. Not stabilizing quickly enough, it will start to tick down. Insurgents winning battles, taking over zones, it will tick down. You can actually get it to go up by stabilizing one of your tiles. So, like if we stabilize this, this will then give us points, depending on the size of the zone and number of people in it. So, keep going. We're down to 5% inflation again. Ooh, hello. This is corruption, by the way. This is how this works. So, corruption risk is this. Corruption trends upwards to the corruption risk. So you can see this is actually going up slightly, like it's a little bit closer at the end there. And this is corruption risk. So because we spent a load of money and then spent some more money, the corruption risk went up. And then corruption is going to tend upwards towards the corruption risk. We need to get something to help with that. Help by keep it down, not help keep it up. Which is anti-corruption 1, decreases corruption gradually over time. So grab that, and then that actually unlocks this, which is international assistance. This is really good. You should get it. It costs 7. Because there will be an event that will trigger because of that. It might take another couple of months to trigger, but it is good. Inflation's pretty low. At 2%, we should probably buy something else. I'm thinking infrastructure discussion, and then electricity 1. Increases support level and speeds up deployment of initiatives. Some people want electricity, but also it will speed up deployment of other stuff. So it's really useful. People like electricity for some reason. If you look at the region now, you can see that we've got some symbols appearing. We want water. We want education. That is jobs. They want jobs. They want health. So you can see it says up in that top right corner up here, jobs, education, etc. Their concern of jobs is relatively minor. They really want education. Okay, military authorized. So that is basically saying, hey, your first year's gone by. Now it's time to get the military involved because the insurgents are getting rowdy. So let's do that. Now, normally you have to get the coalition before you can get national soldiers, but we've got an advisor who allows us to get both. We're going to want to get both. So coalition soldiers are basically like, hey, if you're in Afghanistan, it's, you know, the US, the UK, etc. National soldiers are, hey, we're actually training, you know, the Afghani army. We're going to get one of both. And notice that that unlocks some stuff. And that unlocks some stuff. I want to get that, but I want to save a bit of money first. So we're going to have to wait for the year to tick over. We're nearly there. Unpause. And we've got soldier training. National soldiers train pretty slow, whereas the coalition soldiers train really fast. Mostly because you're not training them, you're just basically getting them to come over to your country. So we're going to get them. And we're going to place them here. Because A, they're going to piss people off. People don't like having foreign soldiers on their soil for some reason. It's really strange. There we go, there's our money. So we're going to grab garrison. Authorized construction garrisons in zones of intel. Suitable locations have been identified over time. They provide intel and combat support to nearby soldiers. These are really important, and honestly, you should get garrisons as quickly as possible. And we're also going to grab interpreters and guides. Soldiers gather intel quicker and increase local support level. And I really want to get some other stuff, but our inflation's gone up, so I'm going to wait for it to go down. Right, here we go. So, because we have got garrisons, we can now build them, and you'll get this pop-up roughly once every year-ish. Do you want to build a garrison? It'll cost money. Yes. It'll cost must be $6. How about a garrison? Garrisons are pretty useful. They allow you to defend an area better because they give your soldiers a combat buff, but they also stop insurgents escaping into the area with the garrison. They can still attack them, but they can't run away into them. Like, they can't retreat. Not the best place to put it, admittedly, because we've got our HQ right there. Oh, hello. Okay, that's insurgents. They're hitting here. Let's get our coalition soldiers involved. And they're hitting here. That'll be harder to fight them in. Mountains are really difficult to attack. So we're just going to fight them here because this is an urban area. No, it's actually a rural area. Okay. And you can see we've got a bar determining the strength, but we've also got this green line, which is, hey, the garrison is helping out. Now, here's the downside. Oh, we just got the intel. They're retreating. They do that. Insurgents will always retreat from you. The only way to destroy them, like forever, is to prevent them from retreating. That can mean surrounding them with soldiers. It can mean like getting them against the map edge. It can mean they can't retreat into garrisons, so like surrounding them with garrisons and soldiers and stuff works as well. But we kick them out of here. They've actually taken this over. So we'll probably get a... Oh, they're attacking here as well. Yeah. I want to try and box them into the mountains now, because they're attacking here. That's going to be a bit of an issue. That is technically remote, though. Okay, we're going to push them here. I'm hoping they'll go north and then go into the mountains. Our national soldier's still taking a while to deploy. And we'll want to grab human terrain system. Soldiers gather intel quicker. Coalition soldiers become less likely to antagonize locals. Pretty damn useful, and it costs $5, so yeah. I also want to kind of grab regional census. Rapidly gather intel on zones. But I also want to grab the PR media. I think we have to go grab this one. Because intel also provides combat power. It tells you, hey, this is what the people need, and you can like provide them with education, but it also means that your soldiers will fight better. I think move faster as well. Like, it's great. And they've captured that, and they've captured that. And we are not fighting well enough. Eee. Oh, the surprise attack here. Okay, we're losing that fight anyway, so let's just go here, because we'll get the bonus from the garrison. Now, we lose a reputation there, because we actually retreated from that battle. Corruption is rising. 35. It's fine. It's kind of when you get to 50%, you got to worry about that. Like, if we actually have a look, you'll see that we've got a corruption. There we go. Corruption is reducing your support level by 6%. That gets really bad as you get to like 60, 70% corruption. We might need to get more soldiers in. We'll also want to get more education, though. $2 and then $3 because people have been asking about that. We could get roads. Make zones more accessible, gives bonus to construction, combat, and intel. That's pretty handy. Jobs, also tempting. But for now, I'm actually going to start training a second national soldier. How far are you? I'm going to wait until you're deployed. If you train multiple soldiers at the same time, I think you get some sort of huge bonus to corruption, which is not great. How much is this for? Initiatives cause less corruption when funded. Yeah, let's take that. We'll take the PR and media office. I'm actually going to grab a second coalition soldier, I think. Because they'll be deployed really quick. Hello. Rebel base. So some places on the map have rebel bases. You can find them with intel. You can find them by putting a soldier in there and them doing the intel. These basically spawn insurgents, and they can spawn them in adjacent zones. So this is getting destroyed. And that will really help us out. All right. Coalition soldier. I'm going to move you to... Technically here, I kind of want to block movement across here. If I can keep them locked up in here. They can't move across rivers. Not without a bridge. So if I can keep them bottlenecked in this area of the map, we should be good. Right, here we go. You know, I did that thing like a year ago. I was like, hey, it's going to spawn an event. The event took a little while, but charity's prepared to help. We can give them full access, which will give us a free initiative regularly, but massive increase in inflation and corruption for each one. Limited, costs us $2. We gain some for initiatives over time, but each one will slightly increase inflation and corruption, or we just go funding, which is just money. And I'm going to just say funding. I just want more money. And that gives us 35. I think we probably had like 32 or something. There we go. Right, we destroyed the insurgent camp. They're attacking us here. I'm going to push them out of here. Here's the attack. I called it. There we go. Right. Now, your national soldiers are actually pretty weak, generally. Oh, we stabilized the region. Let's just build this garrison it's asking us about. Yeah, so this is now stabilized. Notice that we got, like, +3 stability. Bloop. And it's now lovely and stable. Yeah. What do you want? Healthcare. Okay. We'll build that. We've got 11 funds for the rest of the year, and we're only about 60% of the way through, but whatever. Okay, we kick them out, we kick them out, we kick them out. And that's our year tick over. We'll definitely want to put another national soldier down to deploy. And I'm thinking strategic communications. It's only 9, multiplies that support level. And we're also going to grab civil assistance. Soldiers help roll out initiatives and increase local support level. So having your soldiers help build this stuff is going to help stabilize these regions on the front line a little bit better, which should help us out. Now, there's still a chance insurgents could appear around here, but it's getting less and less likely. Oh, hello. Warning us something up there. I think what we'll do is I'm going to try and push. If we can do this quick enough, we might actually push them out of here. We could get attacked, though. And they can only retreat up to these 2 zones. There we go. Because we had a soldier there, so you can't retreat in there, and we had a garrison here, couldn't retreat in here. Yeah, insurgents are escaping. That's fine. We've managed to push them back pretty significantly. And in fact, we'll now push this one as well. There we go. And we pushed them back into these 3 mountain tiles. We're going to need an extra unit, really, to be able to push them further. So that's going to have to be our hold line for now. So coalition soldiers only last a certain amount of time. So we're going to get pop-ups soon saying, hey, they want to go home. They're fed up with this war. They're like, hey, we've had enough of this war. We're bored. Let us go home. We're like, dude, you came here and started a war. We need you to fix it. We're going to grab a development bank here, which is increases support in urban zones. Hostile population reduces effectiveness. And we probably want to get like land rights, which is just increased support generally. Those will give jobs because people will be complaining about jobs over here. Yeah. And then military. Let's grab surveillance drones. Provides temporary intel on the zone and identifies enemy activity. It's great for finding out where enemy bases are. So hey, UAV up here. We now have intel on this zone. Come on, National Soldier, you got this. Here we go. Coalition Soldier Tour of Duty over. Send them home, which increases our support level, but boosts insurgent morale because they're like, hey, they're leaving, we won! Short extension, costs 6 rep, or long extension, 10 rep. We're going to go long extension. We need them, and we've got a lot of rep to play with. Going to deploy our next soldier, and we're actually going to queue up another one, because we want to send those people home eventually. National Arms upgrade. Significantly increase the strength of the national soldiers. That's pretty useful. We might actually get that, but not right now, because our inflation is 8%. Gonna save money. Are we gonna get attacked here? Oh, hello. Build a garrison. Do not mind if I do. That's 3 garrisons giving you a combat buff and 2 extra soldier units. Right. Now, because the coalition soldiers are much more powerful, we're going to have you go on guard duty. And then we're going to push the coalition soldier. Oh, hello, they moved in while I was doing that. Damn it. Come on. There we go. Now, what is the easiest way to box them in? I want to hit the insurgent camp. It'll stop them spawning as many enemies. There are 19 insurgent units right now. We've got intel on here. We also want to grab combat reinforcements. Significantly increases combat bonus that soldiers receive from garrisons. Seriously, it increases it a lot. And we'll also get ourselves National Arms upgrade. Make them really powerful. And we'll also grab Foreign Relations Office. You know, let's go nuts. We're going to hire local militia, which increases zone security, making it harder for insurgents to take control, but decreases support level, because we've got support level to play with. But it leads to police recruitment. Improves zone security, making it harder for insurgents to take control, and increases support level. So it like balances out, but it also makes it harder for the insurgents to take control of places. And then we get universal justice. Significantly increases support level and gain 3 rep. Oh no, we won't. Actually, that corruption risk is huge. We need to do something about that. I didn't notice that. Yep, that's 81%. That is bad. High desertion rate. We're going to pay them more. Increases their strength. You get a number of those for your, like, little national soldiers. You can increase their strength by a few different events, and generally keep a bit of money in reserve because it's worth it. We are going to long extension. I don't think this is going to end anytime soon. More stabilization. Foreign rivals supporting insurgents. Ooh. It's becoming increasingly clear that a foreign country is trying to stabilize the region. Publicly accused. 98% accusation backfire. 2% rivals cut support. Subtle pressure. Or counter-strike. Costs 8. We've only got 8. 91% chance of a slight cut. I don't want to spend our only 8, so we're going to go subtle pressure. We can do this, actually, because we have the foreign relations perk that we bought. It's only 7% chance, but if it fails, nothing happens, so I'll keep the $8. Right. Move you up to here. And then we're going to push. And there we go. There's another camp. We've got to make sure you're in place before you move in. Otherwise, they'll just retreat to here. And then national soldier deployment. I'm actually deploying over here to start working on initiatives. They're not needed up here, and I can't push into the mountains with them. Actually. No, we risk them running to here if we try and do a change of guard. I'm going to put them over here. Next year is all about corruption decrease. Oh, look at that fight. That's rough. It's mountains. The mountains are terrible. Right. Government. Anti-corruption 2. Reduce over time. Anti-corruption. Reduce over time. And we'll also grab universal justice because it doesn't actually increase our corruption. And that's it. That's all we do this year in terms of payment. Okay, unofficial contact with insurgent leader. You have an opportunity to establish contact with the insurgent leadership in the area. What should curious Spruce do? Try to talk. 100% chance they refuse. Threaten. We gain reputation. They'll be antagonized, which increases their capability. I could do this because we've got them boxed in, but at the same time, it might actually cause them to pop up elsewhere on the map, and then they wouldn't be boxed in, and they'd threaten our stabilized zones, so we're just going to delay. We want to try and get them to talk, but for now, we're going to have to just hold out. We are losing this fight pretty badly. We could buy, like, airstrikes or something, but I want to try and save that money, especially in case we get a garrison here. Like, if we can get a garrison in one of these 3 zones. The anger about coalition soldiers. Okay. Oh, we're making progress. And we're still stabilizing around the rest of the map, so... your tour is over. We're gonna go shorter extension. We should really be training a soldier. At all times be training national soldiers. We kind of cocked that up a little bit. A subtle pressure, 37%. It's getting better. Yeah. Right, we've stabilized that zone, so we're going to move up. Right. Our corruption is falling nicely. The problem is that, like, national soldiers do cause a lot of corruption. We're going to get airstrikes. Because they're a coalition thing, it doesn't increase our corruption. I'd love to get another national soldier, but it's just... I think we have to, because the coalition are going to have to pull out at some point. And we'll get anti-corruption 4. Normally I don't go quite that high on anti-corruption, but we need it. Right, the airstrike is helping. Now, airstrikes can cause a problem, that being they can cause civilian casualties, and that, you know, people don't like that. Delay, slightly decreased support level. Tread talk. Here's the problem right now. There's a chance we lose support level by delaying. We could threaten, but we're close to wiping these guys out. I don't have to redeploy. I'm going to say delay. Okay, good. We didn't lose support level. Notice that we're down to a ticking decrease. Oh, hello. Build garrison. But we've also found a rebel base. Move there quickly before they start rebelling. In theory, they can't retreat anywhere. We need to stabilize a bit quicker, ideally. Especially into these remote areas. Right, destroy that camp. Yes, we did it. We got that one. Right, we're going to move up. New hospital. We need $6 to do oversight. Significantly increase corruption. Increase support level. You already support me, so I'm going to say reject. I can't afford increased corruption right now. Corruption 66% is finally getting reasonable. Please wipe these guys out before I have to send this coalition unit home. There we go. And we will actually send you home. I'm going to move our national soldiers in. Hopefully they will help people in the area. And I'll move you to... Oh, wait until we make sure we've killed everyone there. And tread talk. No chance of refusing. Done. Right, now we get the peace meter. We want that to go up to 100%. When it goes up to 100%, insurgents do not become a problem. And you instantly start filling the rest of the map. Basically, get that to full, and you shouldn't fail. Like, it's technically possible. Technically. But it's unlikely. Right. Political participation. A key theme of peace negotiations is how the insurgents would participate politically in the future. What should we offer? So, just so you can see, we've got 31 rep to play with. We could insurgents govern. We give them what they want. It makes us seem very weak. We lose 7 rep. Increases insurgent negotiation speed. They're like, yeah, let's get this negotiation in. But 8% chance of anger over justice hypocrisy, which would be bad. That's probably because we have the justice system implemented. Then insurgents set up a party. Curious Spruce and insurgents compromise. Makes us seem a bit weak, but we lose 3 rep. Or insurgents are banned. Take a hard line. We gain 4 rep, but we antagonize them. Honestly, I'm tempted. We've got a reasonable military situation right now. I'm going to ban them. I'm going to take the extra 4 rep. Now, we could probably play with our 31 rep, push to the end, and get a win with minimum rep by agreeing to a lot of stuff, or at least, you know, doing a halfway concession. But your score is actually based on your rep as well at the end, so we're going to try and get... There we go. There's the fight I was expecting. We need to surround them before we can do that. Military, we're going to grab national travel logistics, which increases our movement speed and combat strength. We could get anti-IED vehicle upgrades, which is increase our combat strength. We don't really need that. Export agency, significantly increased support level. Let's take that. We'll get most international forces to withdraw. We lose 3 rep, but we don't antagonize them any further. Oh, hello. We hit civilians. 90% chance cover-up failing. I think we'll take an apology. $2, slightly decreased support level. So we hit some civilian targets. We could downplay. Cost 5, increased corruption, possible international... We don't know corruption. I'll just take a slight hit to the support level. We can afford that. Now, that question mark there is, hey, there's a rebel camp here that you don't know about. Right. They actually took that over. But foreign rival supporting insurgents. Subtle pressure. Rival slightly cut support. 71% chance. Come on. Yeah. And then we'll imprison all insurgent leaders. Why not? Get above that 30 mark again. And I'm going to deploy a soldier here, so we've got some quick reaction force over to this area of the map. Oh, question mark up here. That's a rebel camp. And yep, that's happening. Victim reparations. Let's get the insurgents to apologize. Peace is going up slowly. Right. Move up. Move up. Move up. Move up. Insurgents hand in all weapons. Let's keep pushing it. Probably shouldn't push it any further than that. What's this? Luxury hotel proposed. Approved project. Ensure all necessary approvals are given. Increase zone support level. Unknown chance of long-term tourism boon. Reject. Slightly decrease zone support because we can't guarantee security. Or approve of security. Cost 7. Increase zone support. Unknown chance for tourism boom. We'll give them support. We have the money. In fact, we have the money. Let's make our soldiers stronger. Corruption's only 62. We can manage that. And actually we'll get rid of our very last coalition soldier. Send home. And we're being attacked here. But we're going to agree our peace deal. We could agree, we could demand concession, which will, like, go down a little bit on the peace meter. We gain 4 rep, and it'll start ticking back up. Or reject. We gain 10 rep, but we significantly antagonize the insurgents, so they get really pissed off. We're just going to agree. We're in a pretty good place. The process to expand 13 insurgents reduces your reputation by 12. Eek. Okay. They are active in one zone, which reduces our reputation by 2. So we're into a pretty heavy hit there. But the insurgents are going to start disappearing. And that's our victory. Stabilized by 2011. We got 2-star. Ugh. But it is brutal. So I think that's fair. Apparently there is motion at my front door. Oh no. Right, in which case we've unlocked the engineer. I think the engineer allows you to build garrisons quicker, which is really helpful. As you've seen, garrisons stop people retreating into them, which means that you can destroy the insurgents a bit more easily. Gives you massive combat buffs if you just take the thing that gives you a bonus to adjacent garrisons or whatever. It costs, what, $7 or something? Yeah, I know, it's the cheapest garrison you've ever had, $7. I assume this means like 7 million or whatever. But the engine is pretty useful. Quicker building of garrisons is going to be a pretty reliable way of just controlling the map. Anyway, I think that's it for me for today. That's a solid episode cracked out there. We've liberated some peoples. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, like, you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. You can feel free to comment down below because it's a new episode of a new game on the channel, or a new series. YouTube likes that, you know. YouTube, I don't understand YouTube anymore. YouTube is doing bad things, but hopefully, you know, that will help. I don't know. But let me know. Actually, let me know if you're interested in this game, because honestly, I found it because I was like, I'm bored. Ooh, I will play Plague Inc. Ooh, they have Rebel Inc. I'll play that. Ooh, maybe I should get some PC. Maybe I should record a video about it. So I'm interested to see. Like, this isn't a game that's new. It's got 2 DLCs out by now, so let me know what you think. But for now, I've been EnterElysium. Like, subscribe, and stay shiny.